And we're back. I know you missed us. This is your girl, Onney, the CEO, and we have another fire segment for you guys. We have something that's inspirational, that's health, wellness, fit, fashion, all in one. So I need you guys to buckle up your seatbelts because you're now plugged in, tuned in, tapped in to Oustide the Box. This evening's guest is sure to inspire you. They are a dynamic duo together. Greatness is within them, so I want you guys to give it up for none other than Michele Lavon and Mr. Todd Doc Rogers. Yes, they do so many things, and we'll try to dig. I'm gonna get all in y'all business. Okay?
Definitely.
I mean, when you talk about model, fashion, fit, health, apparel, everything, it's just a lot of power right here on this couch. So I don't want to put the wagon before the horse. I want to give you guys an opportunity to introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, what it is you do, and all the companies that you manage. So Michele, you go first. Ladies first. Come on.
Okay. Well, I am Michele, also known as Michele Lavon. That is my model name. I'm also known as a posing queen because I do posing with a lot of my clients and stuff like that. But long story short, used to be a bikini competitor, started off, of course, modeling long time ago. Then got into bodybuilding and was a bikini competitor. Then decided, I want to go back to modeling, want to keep my clothes on a little bit. So wind up going back into modeling, still continued in the bodybuilding industry as a judge, as a prep coach, as a posing coach. And so, of course, in that mix, I met Todd, and he was my coach whenever I was competing. And then we just kind of decided what better way to merge the two together, which was to have fitness and bodybuilding and come up with a fashion show. And he has a history with modeling as well, so it kind of is a perfect fit between the two of us, that we both love fashion, we both love bodybuilding
And fitness.
Fitness, health, wellness, everything.
That's awesome. So Todd, tell us a little bit more about you, because you have all these different companies going on.
I know. My name's Todd Rogers, also known as Doc. I started ODF Fitness Productions. Before that, we had ODF, Team ODF, and we were a competition team. Michele was part of the team. We had like numerous members in the team, all of them who have now gone on to do other things within the industry. You know, like Michele, she's probably one of the top posing coaches in the country.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's one of the top in the country.
I mean, she coaches pros.
Yes.
She didn't toot her own horn, but I'm going to toot it for her.
You know,
she has pro bodybuilders under her, roster. So these are not amateurs. I mean, and we work with amateurs too, because everybody got to start somewhere.
Right.
But I just want to let it be known that some of the greatest bodybuilders have worked with you.
Yeah, definitely. And that's just a testimony to what our whole team was back then with ODF. I mean, like I said, we got some people in the industry that are doing some amazing things, all the way from photography to videography, from merch. They're selling merch now, you know what I'm saying? You know, they're also doing posing, just like Michele. They're doing training, photographers, tanning, the whole 9 yards. So everybody sprawled away from Operation Doc Frankenstein.
Okay, I'm glad you made that clear.
That concept came from Dr. Frankenstein. So Dr. Frankenstein, when he made the monster Frankenstein, he took parts from everything and he put them together to make the monster. That was basically my concept when we did ODF. We were going to take a little bit from everybody, collectively bring it together so that we can have something special.
And in the lab, because his lab was his home garage gym. And so all of us in the lab getting it in all the time. So he literally transformed all of us in just his home gym.
Yeah.
That is so awesome.
So that was just it. That was a collaboration of all of us bringing something to the table to make something special.
Now I love that because I always say that if we're gonna chill together, we're gonna build together.
That's it.
Right.
You know
That's
what I'm
it.
saying?
I love that.
Because so many people, you can just waste time just hanging out, but why not build something beautiful?
Right.
Especially if you share the same interests and you all have gifts in different aspects of that particular interest. Why not merge the two? And in areas I might be weak in, you may be strong in, and vice versa. So you can build like that. There's no competition in a team.
Right.
No.
Now, I hear that? No competition.
No competition.
Right.
No competition.
Yeah, I love that. So where are you guys from?
I'm originally from Victoria, very, very small town. Actually, we all say Victoria, but it's from Bloomington. Only Todd knows where that's
Texas,
it.
correct?
It is.
Okay, because we're all over the place. We're all the way in Ghana. We're also in Atlanta and Louisiana. So shout out. But
Yes.
Victoria, Texas.
Victoria,
okay.
Texas.
Yeah.
And how about yourself? Where you from?
I'm actually from Houston.
Okay.
I'm born and raised. Well, I was born in the Third Ward area.
Okay.
The historical Third Ward area.
Yeah.
And I also grew up in South Park, Texas. So
Okay,
I was
beautiful,
up there in
beautiful.
South Park. And,
Oh, yeah, I remember I used to live off Kenny back
yeah,
then.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I ain't too far
Right,
from them parts. So you actually have a posing company.
I do.
And did you start off working with just women? Because I know you work with men too.
I did.
Yes.
So, long story short, I had an injury one year, and Todd was like, "You the posing coach," and I was like, "Todd, no one's gonna listen to me. Who's gonna listen to me?" He's like, "They gonna listen to you, the posing coach." So that's how it actually even started. And I started with just seeing people on our team, and then it just kind of like all blew up. And it started with just working with bikini girls, and then I was like, I think I can do figure too. So then it went to figure, and then I just kind of was just like, I only need one guy. If I get one guy to trust me and allow me to do it, I can work with all guys. And that's exactly what happened. I had a men's physique, and I was just like, bodybuilding's easier than men's physique. Let me get the bodybuilders. And that's actually my favorite class, just because you get to show so much more.
Yeah.
But I basically took what was his idea as, you can't sit on the sideline. You got to get out there. You got to be a part of the team. You got to be bigger than just being a competitor. And pushed me into something that I absolutely fell in love with. And then I just decided, okay, let me see if I can do this full time. And I created Posed and Poised with Michele, because you have to be posed and poised on the stage.
Yes.
So then I now have my own studio, and I travel to pose. I do all kinds of stuff. I'm everywhere, not just here in Texas.
I know, because even when I've been to some of the bodybuilding competitions, I could see you in the, you know what I'm saying? If you're not judging, you're on the sidelines giving instructions,
all the time.
You've had quite a few first placers, so how does it feel to be able to see the people that you've invested time into and, you're sharing your craft with, to be able to see them celebrate being in first place, their accomplishments, just being a part of their whole journey? How does that feel?
This is the most amazing opportunity that I've had. I tell people it didn't even come close to competing. When I started coaching, I knew that this was where I belonged and what I wanted to do. Seeing someone else really shine is really what made me happy. And of course, I'm known as like pros and pro wins, and that's where I really kind of focus on. So I give so much to all of my competitors, but especially to my pros, because I really want to make sure that the world sees how great these athletes really are. And the fact that you can actually, the accolades that come with it, but earning money, making this more than just like a small hobby is
Speaking
really
of
what
that,
it
that
is.
segues into my next question, because a lot of times, like me, I love this. I love highlighting other people that are doing amazing things and being able to create a platform for that. But a lot of people don't realize, like, there's so much that goes into it.
Yes.
Like this building doesn't pay for itself.
That's right.
Right.
The behind the
Technician
scenes.
doesn't.
Yes.
It's so much. So a lot of times, some of the costs may be passed down to the clients. However, for the most part, it's something I'm passionate about. So it's a very expensive passion project, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
So I love this, but to be able to meet people like yourselves that are making an impact on the community, just being able to experience you guys, even if it's just for a segment, it's a beautiful thing to give you your flowers while you're here and to tell you thank you, and to know that we have collectively created something beautiful and we've left our footprints in the sand, if not just for today.
Yeah.
Somebody will be able to go back and look at this interview for years to come, and hopefully my goal is to inspire others that are dreaming, hoping, trying to figure out where they want to be in life, because as long as you have breath in you, you can start over today. I don't care if you're 55, I don't care if you're 45, because I'm a grandmother and I'm still starting new projects, okay?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So when you start to look at life like that, the world really becomes your oyster.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? So when you say you segued into business, I'm sure at one point it started out as a passion project because you were just excited that you could do the thing.
Right.
So where were you when you decided to create that thing into a business for yourself, the Poised and Poised and Poised?
I would say 2016 is when I really started to think about hey, I can probably move forward to this. In 2017, I completely left my full-time job, and I'm a therapist, so I have a master's degree, all that good stuff.
I know, girl.
And people were like, "Are you crazy? You got this full-time job?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am, and I'm a firm believer that when God gives you vision,
He gives you provision. You get out of my head today.
I'm a firm believer in that. And people were like, you need to have a plan B. I said, no, I don't. I have plan A and I have God, and he's going to make sure that plan A works, and I don't need a plan B. So that was my whole thing. And, I'm not going to lie, it was rough, but with prayer and people like Todd, he's amazing. I tell people all the time, I don't advertise my business. I'm blessed that I really don't have to, but my athletes advertise for me. It's word of mouth. But Todd is a great person. Every time somebody say, "Oh, Todd, I'm thinking about doing a show, hey, seek out Michelle." And, just people like that. It's a community.
Yes.
Once you work together, and it's team. And the thing that I always say, even with me, yes, as much as I love what I do and I'm grateful and everything, I send people to other coaches as well, because I'm just like, it's not all about me.
I always tell people it's 7.9 billion people in this world. I cannot service
all of them.
All. So it's great to have a network of people that you could refer people to. Because I literally, even with the Sea Moss and Juice Company, I have a girlfriend that's in the north side. Well, I might always want to deliver to Humble.
Right.
But if you need it today, I have somebody that can service
That's
you.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like it's any slight to me to send them to her.
Absolutely not.
So speaking of that, Todd, now you have ODF Fitness. Now you told us so much about, what all services you provide, but how did you decide to cultivate that? Like, where were you when you created ODF Fitness?
Well,
Because you said it started in the garage, right?
It started in the garage. Team ODF actually started in the garage, and I wanted to have something where we could all, because bodybuilding is a selfish sport.
It definitely is.
It never had a team concept to it. When I first started, it wasn't none of that. So we wanted to bring a team concept to it where athletes would have somebody to fall back. Because as an athlete, as a competitive athlete, people don't understand the things that you go through. Not just for the physical,
sacrifice.
Right.
Not just the physical, but the mental stability that you need to have. So no one can understand where you're at and what your mindset is if they've never been there.
Correct.
So you have to have people that actually been there with you as a support system. Your family don't understand why you're eating out of Tupperware bowl. You know what I'm saying? Your people don't know why you can't come out, can't come out and hang out, because you got to sleep, you got to eat, and you got to repeat.
Yeah.
So they don't understand it. But if you had a team of like-minded people, then they will be able to understand that. And that's how we came about bringing that concept of Operation Doc Frankenstein together.
Now, you actually have Onyx Entertainment.
Yes.
So is that a different entity? Tell me a little bit about that.
It's a totally different entity. Just last year, my partners in Dwayne Malone, Michael Gayton and I, we started our own federation. We felt like we could do it better than anybody else. I mean, we have years of experience. I've been promoting since 2014, you know, so we had years of experience. We had the shows, so we decided to start our own federation, which is Onyx. In that concept of Onyx Naturals, which is the actual bodybuilding federation, we had Onyx Entertainment. Onyx Entertainment is the coverall for everything up under in the Onyx family. We got the Onyx Foundation, which supports charities and donations and stuff like that. Then we have Onyx Natural, which is strictly the bodybuilding, and then Onyx Entertainment, which is what we're
Onyx
doing.
Natural, that's a natural bodybuilding.
Natural bodybuilding. That's all we do is natural body. No drugs, no PEDs, no enhancements. It's 100% natural, drug tested.
Yes.
Drug tested organization.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of times you'll have organizations say they're natural. It say natural, but they don't back it up with the drug test.
So that's very important. So you two are like a super dynamic team together. How did you guys decide to cultivate your talents and your talents together to bring a vision?
It was by design. It was definitely by design. It was by design from the ODF days, you know, that we was going to do that. You know, like I always told them, where I go, y'all go.
I'm one of those people. And then what I told you, Mike, shout out, you can answer, behind the scenes, I said, whenever I get ready to do my thing for real, and I go and I buy out Onney Studios, I'm coming back to get you.
That's it.
And that's what I did.
That's
now he's with me. Shout out to my technician, Mike. He's one of the best in H-Town, baby.
Yeah. So that was the concept. I'm gonna bring everybody with me. You know, I'm gonna bring as many people with me as I can. You know, and that's how we pretty much able to bind everything we got together. I mean, we have, like I said, we got so many people that's in the group that's doing things within the industry. And those folks actually contribute to the whole success of everything. Even though they have their own individual thing, but it all comes back together. Collectively.
Yeah. One hand washes the other.
That's right.
That's right.
If I get to the door before you, I'm going to hold the door open for you, and vice versa. No one gets left behind. And I love that because that's like my concept, and what I try to do is with my teams, we're going to leverage our talents. You might be a photographer, you might be a videographer, I may be a host, but together we can go do big events, red carpet events with budgets, and I'm gonna need all of you guys. So that means all of us is gonna eat. You know what I'm saying?
And that's it. Everybody's gonna eat.
Everybody's gonna eat.
And even if you're eating in your own individual plate, I'm gonna put some food on your plate.
You know and nothing feels better than creating an avenue where people can flourish. Whether it be in health, wellness, business, however, if you know that you can make an impact on someone, even in the slightest way, then that's the richest feeling in the world. It's not about how much money you make with this person sometimes. Sometimes it's just the impact that you make in that life. You know what I'm saying? Because that's really your footprints in the sand. How people experience you and the impression and the inspiration that you can leave someone with. That's your footprints in the sand. That's your legacy. That's how you measure how rich you are.
That's it.
Because at the end of the day, you can have all the money in the world, but if nobody is going to show up to your funeral, then you died broke.
That's
you know what I'm saying? When I die, it's going to look like the Million Man March. Because that's how many lives I want to impact before I leave this world. I want to impact just that many people, and I want those that are around me to be able to glow and shine and inspire others. Because, you know, when we get in our 40s, a lot of times, you know, when we're in our 20s, we think that 40s is like we're supposed to have it all together. And a lot of times by the time you get to that 35 mark, you start coming up with new ideas, like the things you went to school for. You're not even interested in it no more. Like I started painting and I do poetry and I publish books and I write books and I write stage plays and I cast for movies and do talk shows. I do everything because I live outside the box. I believe that there's nothing that I can't do. And if I decide, if I could think it, I could achieve it, because if God gave us the vision, he gave us the provision.
That's it.
So what are some of the events that you guys have done together or apart from each other?
This is our second fashion show together. We did one in 2018. It was a success. We were out there in League City. Shout out to our partner, Janelle Long, we all collaborated together, and that was with the Lupus Foundation Gulf Coast chapter that we collaborated with, and we pulled it off. And it's so cool because, like you said, we're tying in the fitness and we're tying in the fashion, and the athletes we pulled in, they all come from our stages. They're all clients, or they come from the stage or something like that. So that gives them something else to do outside of flexing on the stage.
Right.
So they get the chance to actually put on clothes, because you already got that stereotype about bodybuilders, but these men and women are dedicated to it. I think right now in this show we have about 25 models. 25 models who came out, volunteered their time for this cause, which is for the Lupus Foundation of America.
Now, speaking of that, you guys do a lot for the Lupus Foundation. What was the inspiration behind that?
Well, I have an immune deficiency. Michelle does also. And so it was just automatic. I used to run the 5Ks, the 10Ks, and all that when they would have them, just to give back, because it's really a horrible disease. It's a horrible disease. Those who actually suffer from it, they go through a lot. And those who are able to pull their pants up and keep going and keep living a full life, I applaud them 100%. And so it's just a good cause to give to.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, I know this is not a new program, but I wanted to know, so both of you guys deal with lupus.
Right.
How old were you when you discovered you had lupus?
So the first time I had a major episode was in 2017, right when I left my job. And did a lot of tests, still not quite sure where it all lies into that, but that was the first time that it really showed its head. I think I've always dealt with some type of aspects into it, flare-ups and stuff like that. But in 2017, that's whenever I really noticed a different change into it.
Yeah, I asked that. It touched the nerves. My mom was like, you need to get tested for lupus, because they keep saying, oh, it's fibromyalgia, and then you have your lymph nodes and all those different things that start, and then you hurt, your whole body hurt, you can't control it. So she was like, yeah, because she has Crohn's disease, and my son has Crohn's disease. My brother passed away from Crohn's disease, and sometimes they can deal with lupus symptoms as well.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah, so
It's all an autoimmune disease. It all has the same thing.
And she was like saying, you need to go and get checked, for all these different things. I'm like, sometimes we don't want to hear it. So, we just change our eating habits and all that stuff so we can feel better, but you still need to go and get checked.
Yes.
And Doc, about yourself, how old were you when you discovered you had it?
The funny thing about it, I was in my late 30s. I was in my late 30s, and it hit me like, pow, like a left hook, because I wasn't ready.
Right.
I'm an athlete, I'm this, I'm that, I'm suave. So I wasn't ready at all. Yeah. So when it hit me, and the effects and the flare-ups and stuff like that, it really put me in a state of depression. My mind wasn't even ready for it. But however, it was this thing called bodybuilding that changed my life. And I knew if I could train, I could out-train the pain. I could out-train the pain. And so bodybuilding allowed me to do that, where the pain was second nature, because I was going to get this pain trying to get these weights up off me. So that's basically it. But I was in my late 30s when I actually was diagnosed.
And so how did that change the course of you all's decisions with life in general? Because a lot of times when you're diagnosed with any type of autoimmune disorder, it really changed your aspect in life. And that's why I live till I can.
Absolutely.
My whole thing is I am not finna be sitting in a well-decorated coffin until I leave this earth. And a lot of people that deal with autoimmune disorders, they don't leave the house, they don't travel, because you never know when you're going to have a flare-up.
Right.
Correct.
You know, it comes without warning, and you might have problems with your bowels, you might have problems with all these other different things that you just don't know.
Right.
But I refuse to be a prisoner to my health.
Right.
And also a statistic.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a statistic. I don't want to be the face of this is what it looks like, which we know it's a silent killer.
Right.
Most people don't even realize, because most of us look healthy, we look, beautiful and everything, but yet we're dealing with something. And I think with us being together, and again, I already knew Todd when this happened. My cousin has lupus as well, and so she would talk to Todd a lot about on at night and everything about what they were going through. And then so whenever it happened to me, I kind of looked to Todd because I saw that he was still working out, he was still doing all the stuff. And so like for me, I had an example. I had someone saying, you know what, Michele, you can still continue to do what you do. Number one, we got to stay healthy. So you got to continue working out. You got to eat well, you know, take good care of your health into that. Once you have that going for you, you can deal with some of these symptoms that's going into that. And so I think for me, having examples really kind of helped me because I didn't know what was going on. It was just like, really, like, what is wrong with me? You know, and you go to the doctor and he's like, oh, you're super healthy. And then I'm modeling everything. Everyone's like, you're beautiful.
Yeah,
oh
people
my
are
God,
like,
there's
you don't
nothing
look
wrong
sick.
with you.
You know, it's a silent, like
It's a
fibromyalgia
silent.
when I would have like those flare-ups.
Yeah.
If you go and you start telling people you're hurting, it's like you feel like a hypochondriac because it's a pain you can't see.
Correct.
So I love what you guys are doing. Speaking of that, you guys have a fashion show coming up July 15th, Fit and Fashion for the Cure.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that event, where it's going to be located, what we have to look forward to, all that great stuff.
Yeah. Well, basically, we're going to be July the 15th in Missouri City.
Yes.
In Missouri City, at the Missouri City Community Center. It'll be from 6 to 10. Like I said earlier, we have about 25 models, beautiful models that's going to be gracing the runway. I think we have, 7 designers?
8 designers
Eight
total.
total.
Just added a new one.
Designers that we have. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I mean, because it's for a good cause. You know, it's for a good cause, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be great. We just booked our DJ. We got an MC. We have a whole load of things. We still have, if y'all want a vendor booth, we still have vendor booth space available. But we got vendors there. We're gonna have live entertainment. So it's gonna be great.
Come and do a little media.
Come out.
Come on out.
Yeah,
greatest
the
thing
coverage, you know.
One of the great things that I can say is being in the modeling industry, I've been able to meet a lot of great people. And I know that you know one of those persons that I'm going to talk about, but Miss Jeanette. Miss Jeanette is,
shout out to Jeanette Hill. You know, she's my red carpet. Everybody knows.
Right.
If I'm stepping out, I'm in Jeanette's boutique.
And she is one of my favorite designers. She actually dressed me for New York Fashion Week, and I actually sold the dress off of the runway. Hey, but yeah, I like to make sure that I give her accolades because this lady has been to New York Fashion Week, she's been to Paris Fashion Week, London Fashion Week. So when I say that
she's
she
traveling
is
right
one,
now, actually.
yes, she is. She is a amazing designer. But on top of that, we also have Don's brand. He is super hip and unique into his designs. Cesar McNeil, he's amazing, and I'm giving him full freedom to do what he likes to do on the runway. We just have a little bit for everybody. It's not just high fashion. We also have athletic wear that's coming out there. I'm not going to give all of the information, but one of our very, very talented models, and he is in the fitness industry, but he's also an industry model, but he's also an entertainer. He's going to be opening up the show with his first record that's going to be out. So we're just really looking forward to all the great things that we have for everybody.
It's going to be amazing. And for those that are listening and watching and want to find out all the scoop, I want to redirect them over to your social medias. So, Michele, you have I am Michele Lavon, where they can go and hit that follow button. You also have posing_queen. Y'all make sure y'all hit the posing queen. If you're into fitness or modeling and you need some help, hit her up. Send her a DM. Book her today. She will get you right. Trust me, I know. I've seen it for myself. And then for you, Todd, you have Operation Doc Frank. They can follow that. It is your personal Instagram, correct?
Actually, that's my that's my personal.
And then you have the ODF Fitness Productions as well. So you guys go make sure you follow that. On all these pages, they have all the information that you need about the Fit and Fashion for the Cure event. Make sure you go and you find the link to get your ticket today. You do not want to be left out. And then you have your own Facebook page where people can go and follow you as well, Michele.
Absolutely.
So if you guys want to be nosy, like me, go ahead and check her out there on Facebook, and then Todd, Doc Rogers, Todd Doc Rogers. Make sure you guys go check him out as well. And then there's another Facebook page for ODF Productions where you can stay up to date on whatever promotions that they have out. Make sure you go and you hit that follow button as well. And I wanted to let you guys know that today's show is powered by the Fit and Fashion for the Cure. And you can also go to the website for ODF Fitness, check out the website, find out more about Todd Doc Rogers, and also get you some merch while you're there. I'm sure you'll be inspired. I was definitely inspired just by reading about your mission statement and all that you've done. I'm excited. I'm blessed to be able to sit here across from you guys and just give you your flowers while you're here.
We appreciate you.
Yes,
Yeah,
I want to remind our viewers and our watchers that we are on multiple platforms. You can find us anywhere. We're on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Hip Hop Streets Live Stream Music App, Third Coast TV, iHeartRadio, Himalaya, Radio Public. We're everywhere. You can also follow our YouTube page. Make sure you come and join the community. That is my personal community. I will respond to you if you comment. Outside the Box with Onney. Hit that subscribe button. Click the bell notification so you can be notified when our next segment is brought to you. And for our content creators, if you like what you see, we are located in Houston, Texas. You can become a content creator today. Go to www.onneystudios.com. Find out more about our production packages, and you can become a podcaster today. Yes, indeed. And today's show has been powered by Fit and Fashion for the Cure.
For the Cure.
Yes, indeed. I want to thank you guys again.
Thank you.
For coming and sitting on the couch with me and letting me get all in your business. Yes. And for our viewers and our watchers, make sure you support. If you have a friend or a family member, loved one that is dealing with lupus, we would be so appreciative for you guys to come out on July 15th, support the movement, come and enjoy fellowship, enjoy the festivities. You won't regret it. You will leave inspired, and I hope that today's show has inspired you today.
Yes,
indeed. All right, well that completes our show for today. You're now plugged in, tuned in, and tapped in Outside the Box. See you next week.